Hello and welcome to this week's episode of Uncorked with Funny Wine Girl. This is Funny Wine Girl, aka Janine Luby. And oh my gosh, we're halfway through February. It's crazy. The time is moving quickly. But for many of us who are not loving the cold temperatures and snow, I think that's a good thing. But I do love February. We've got Valentine's Day, my dad's birthday. He just turned 89 yesterday. I'm so happy. He's got an illness lately that he got diagnosed in the summer. So we're so blessed to still have him and celebrate with him. It's wonderful. February is Heart Month. That's always important. February is Black History Month. It's a lot of good stuff. And this week I have on two wonderful women who are very active in Northeast Pennsylvania, and they've got some great stuff coming up. Amber Viola and her mom, Brenda Johnson. Now, Amber is we could say she's an alum from the show. She's been on a few times. You've heard her talk about her time in the Navy. You've heard her talk about her book that she has out, 72 Hours of Hell, My Time in the VA. And she was on recently, a few months back, talking about the Scranton Girls Rock summer camp, which is coming up again this summer. And her daughter was in it. And Amber volunteered and she had a great time. But we are just meeting her mom, Brenda, for the first time. And we're going to talk about the local NAACP. There's a community talent show that's coming up soon. All this good stuff we have to get into. So I want to welcome you, ladies. Thanks so much for joining me.
Oh, thank you so much for having me on again. It's always such a pleasure.
I know. I love talking to you. You're always up for it. And Brenda, I'm so happy to. Brenda and I were talking offline about some natural healing. So she's got me like, okay, I got to get these books that she's talking about because,
Yeah,
as
you
we
guys
know,
could probably do a whole episode just on that. On her trying to
seriously.
figure out what's wrong. She's playing Grey's Anatomy. She's trying to figure out what's wrong with me and how she can keep me off of prescription pain meds.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, it's not a bad thing. And the foraging, people are into that, but I've always said I'd be afraid I'd kill someone or kill myself, not like eating the wrong thing.
Like
But
that lady with the mushrooms. With
yes.
the
Well,
yeah.
I wouldn't try mushrooms though.
No.
I wouldn't unless I really
Yeah.
really could identify them. Yeah,
Yeah.
mushrooms. I think.
You got
Yeah,
to know what you're talking about with those things, or that
you
could
do.
be, I
To
mean,
me, you
it
really
depends
do.
on who you want to have over for dinner that night, I guess. But
She had her in-laws, so listen.
But Brenda, let's get to know you. I know Amber we've had on a few times, and we're not going to dismiss Amber. We're going to talk to you too. But I want to get to know your mom a little bit better. Tell me a little bit about yourself. I know that's kind of a broad question, but just a little bit about yourself. Are you from the area? What has life been up to? What's been life like up to this point before we get into all the good stuff coming up?
Okay, I'll give you a quick overview. I was in the Army. I went from private to major, retired on, out of the Army. That was fun. Amber and her brother were little military brats, they call them, running around with life with me. And after I retired, I'm doing me. I like to travel a lot. President of the Lackawanna County NAACP, which is important. Yeah, it's important to me and I love it. Just trying to raise the dead with that. I say that with people trying to get, people back involved, but I think they're waking kind of up because of the things that are happening in America right now. So,
Yeah.
yep, it's
And,
so many things I could name, but that's the quick overview.
but you're being humble, I gotta say. So you spent a lot of time in the army then.
Yeah,
22
Wow.
we
years.
did.
Wow.
We
22 years.
did.
And you were in the army, but Amber was in the Navy. Was that a
Yeah.
And
problem?
my son was in the Air Force. I know.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, we were missing the Marines and the Coast Guard.
We were not missing the Coast Guard.
But we were missing those Marines. Whoa.
Oh my gosh. Well, thank you for your service, first of all, Brenda. I
Yes.
mean, I think I knew that you were a strong, fierce woman because I know from Amber. I'm like, well, I think Amber had to come from a strong, fierce woman too. That's amazing, though. So, and you do deserve, obviously, you deserve your time now to do you, whatever that looks like for you. You deserve that for damn sure. So tell me about, so you're the president of the local NAACP, and Amber, you're involved as well,
Mhm.
right? So, and I think that's awesome that as mother daughter that you can do these things that matter to both of you. And to your point, Brenda, people are coming back to life and they need to be engaged. What has that been like? So how long has this been around, the Lackawanna County NAACP, and how's it been? Is you're trying to get more folks out and active in it?
Right. I from what I understand, it started in 2021.
So I
Okay.
was a part of that
Right.
initial start. I was working for the city, so I ended up kind of being in the initial planning phases and getting it off the ground. Ty Holmes was the first president, but I had a conflict of interest with working for the city and trying to do that, so I took a step back. I was still a member, and then I think it was actually maybe like a couple years into it, my mom kind of got on board, I think just from being out at like one of our events and stuff. And we needed some leadership. We needed new leadership. And at the point, I still kind of had a conflict of interest, and I was really sick. So I volunteered this one. And I
You're
was
like,
like,
hey, my mom.
I said, I think I have somebody who would be way better than I could be. And, I think she's great. I think she has the time, and I think she would be really, really good for it, because she wasn't, I don't think, really all the way involved. So I definitely was like, well, out of everybody who's involved, I feel like this is a good person. So then she kind of stepped in, and I guess you could take it from, because then once she stepped in initially, I kind of was out.
Okay. You step back. Okay.
Yeah.
So how's it been since you've started with it, Brenda?
No, it's fun. I've been involved with the NAACP the majority of my life, off and on. I really have. I went to the 50th anniversary march in Washington, D.C. Actually, I was living in Florida at the time. And so took a bus, 2 bus loads of people came from Florida up to Washington, D.C. for the march. So I have been involved in it. My mom was even involved in it. So it's kind of like historically, our family has really kind of been involved with the NAACP. Locally, it's a matter of really trying to get. Amber did a good talk at Penn State as to why young people need to be involved in the NAACP and why it's still important. One of the main things for me is voting rights, because I've canvassed almost every single election. I've worked for somebody canvassing. And I've heard every story in the world about why I don't want to vote, or it doesn't matter. Oh, they're all the same. I mean, I've heard it all. Oh, he gave me that money, I want to vote for him. I mean, just all kind of goofy stuff. So trying to get people to understand, no, they're not the same. And no, it is important. None of them are perfect, but one is certainly way better than the other one. We'll leave it at that. Okay. Yeah. So that's really my main thing, is really trying to get people to register to vote, and getting people registered to vote and voting. Not just being registered, but you've got to register and go vote.
Yeah. And are either of you concerned? I mean, obviously the climate right now is, I don't even know how to describe it, but like fears of intimidation around like voting stations and requiring more proof, and even for women with the SAVE Act having to have a special documents. I mean, I'm scared too, because I have my middle initial was my confirmation, and that's not legal. And I'm like, shit, I better look at my driver's license. I mean,
somebody was telling me that too, Janine.
The middle name is what?
That we didn't grow up Catholic, but somebody was telling me that this will affect Catholics because of their confirmation names. That's insane.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
It's different.
So I wasn't given. Yeah,
yes.
I wasn't given a middle name when I was born, so it's just Janine Luby. But then I took one. So the Monique, the M, is not really legal, but for whatever reason, I started putting it on some things and not others. So it's on my driver's license. I'm like, oh crap, like that's not on my birth certificate. I have to look at my passport, but I'm like, this could actually create problems. And I'm not just saying just for me, but like all kind. I mean,
well, and for like, I'm married and divorced, and I still have to change my name. And there's I actually just talked to two girls, well, women, who were getting married, or one was already married, and they were asking me about changing my name. And I said, you see, my name is still the same. I'm not ever changing it again. It's a long, complicated process.
It
And
is.
it's being in the military, I think it was one of the goofiest things. I sent all my paperwork to this department. Okay. This like department in the sky. I sent my original, like I said, I had a birth certificate, my marriage license, and like whatever other paperwork the department dissolved.
Oh,
Like, so
wow.
I never knew where my paperwork went.
Oh my
It took me
goodness.
so long to finally get my name changed. And then, but girl, by the time I was done fiddling with my name and stuff, I was about ready to be divorced. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
That's why I decided I am not changing my name again. You know, I got a funny story. I'll make it short. My middle name was C-A-Y. My mom gave me. I hated that. I changed it in the 70s. You could just change your name then without anything. I changed it to K-A-Y-E. And now, and when I first got my birth certificate, when I first got in the Army in when did I get in? 78. When I got in the Army in 1978, my birth certificate said C-A-Y. But it was so funny. Then years fast forward, I went to Washington, D.C., and I think got like 3 or 4 original copies of my birth certificate in Washington, D.C. They had changed it to K-A-Y-E. Yep.
Oh,
It was
wow.
That's crazy.
K-A-Y-E on there. My driver's license is K-A-Y.
They said, we're just going to give you this name.
No, they did. Because that was before it became just so complicated
Yeah.
to change your name.
It was really complicated. And also, I've never really heard anybody talk about the cost of it either.
Right.
Because that was a big part of it too, was the cost of trying to get your name changed. And women, we suffer after the divorce, you know, economically, financially, socially. And so people can't always afford to get everything changed either, you know?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that is so true. I mean, I'm not going to lie. I'm a little concerned about who is going to be hindered by this and who's not going to be able to get it taken care of in time to vote and everything. Yeah.
Wow.
It's a concern, I would say, for sure.
As they say, you can go to court and do it, but I don't know. One day I was there for something else, and I met somebody who was changing their name legally in court. Yeah. And they made it look really easy. This was in
I wonder
Scranton.
if that is, honestly, it wouldn't surprise me if it's easier just to go to court and change your name than it is to get married and have to go through that, change your name. I think it probably is.
Yeah.
It probably is. They weren't having, this wasn't that long ago. I mean, they made it. I was sitting in there, you know, one day I can't even remember what I was there for, but I was listening.
I don't know if you can change your name like that, because I met a guy who had changed his, and he said it was really easy, but he never got married and had to go through that whole thing. And I feel like somehow it's probably a different path.
Like, yeah, I would bet it is.
Just changing your name regularly on a Tuesday, and you got married, and you have to change it now.
Yeah.
This one also costs $500. So
yeah, and in my case, I was adding.
I don't know how much.
In my case, I was adding the initial M to like my driver's license. I'm just going to remove that because it's not my legal name. So I probably shouldn't have been using it, but before they didn't care. Now all of a sudden they care.
And this is what I'm saying. I'm living proof of that, you know, how easy it was. Because it ended up on my driver's license and everything ended up being changed. You know, to the middle name I wanted, not the one my mother gave.
So, you're gonna go by what you want to go by.
Yeah.
Well, so voting is really important. But let me ask you too, in addition, while we're like kind of on the path of what's going on right now, like It is Black History Month. Our administration has been far from supportive, the exact opposite, I would say, of that. I was happy to see, I did read earlier today that a federal judge ordered the administration to restore in Philadelphia the slavery exhibit that was removed.
Yeah, I heard that.
That stuff should never happen. This should not be happening at all. And I know this is kind of, it could be personal, emotional, so only share what you feel comfortable sharing. How does it feel to see this administration basically wanting to kind of erase or rewrite or change history in outright racist manners that are just really, I mean, I can't imagine, honestly, as a white person, I can't imagine. But if you want to share anything, I just want to give you the opportunity or the platform. What's that like for you?
I
You
mean,
want to
it
go?
sucks. It hurts. It there's nothing, I can't change my skin. There's nothing that I can do about that at all. So like people hate you and are just mad about something that you can't do anything at all about. And so just to see them erasing everything, and it's not even just history, they're erasing stuff that's like now.
Yeah.
People that are, doing things now, they're trying to erase those people, and it's not just eraser, it's about the treatment of those people too.
Mhm.
You're getting treated bad. And I could see the change when I served, between serving under Obama and then Trump, like night and day. I saw how people were treated, and I saw how they treated the office of the presidency in general. And I mean, yeah, point blank, it hurts. It's really hurtful, and it's not about us being a victim. It's not about us being able to, we need tougher skin and some people are just mean. No, this goes to the core of who you are. If they were erasing women, which they are, not to the same
They
extent,
are.
but that's the same thing. You can't do. What are we going to do about it?
Mm-hmm.
We're here. If you want to go through lengths and bleach your skin, you're still black. And now at this point, even if you want to go through and try to change your name legally or go through any type of medical anything, they're still going to set you back to where you were before. And it's like there's, we need white people. We need
Yeah.
white people to get mad and to, stand in the gap and to stand up and to be mad. And what happened to Renee is
Yeah,
horrific, but that's
right.
what being an ally is, because we're dying too. And
Yeah.
it sucks, but that's what it takes. You got to stand in the gap for people sometimes. You have to. And what I talked about at Penn State, part of it was,
Mhm.
if your coworker or your student or somebody is going through something, you're the person who needs to get in there and start yelling and cussing at people, because they could go to jail. You know what I mean? So they're not going to do it. You need to be the person who's going to be going in there and doing it. And then when you see how you're treated, you feel how you're treated, I think that's the only way that you really would truly be able to kind of understand.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. And we can't ever fully understand what someone else is going through. But yeah, to your point, we do need to stand up. Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
Brenda, did you want to add anything to that?
Yeah, I guess for me, it's the same old shit, I will say, for my whole life. So I'm to the point that I'm like, what the, I'm like,
Yeah.
I mean, it seems so ridiculous, but at the same time, it's happening to women, and women didn't realize, oh, you mean DEI includes me? Yeah, honey, you benefited more from DEI than we did. I mean, you really, really did. So, I mean, I'm at the point, I'm doing what it's made me do, and those around me is studying more Black history. On YouTube, it's a lot of unknown Black history. I've been studying and learning more and sharing more, because I'm like, you're not going to drive me crazy over something that I can't really, I can't do anything about. But what's going to end up happening is they're going to be like rats and a cat in a big jar. Can you imagine? And so we already see that. And so it's going to be get for them, it's going to be worse and worse, and they're going to be like this, fighting each other. So I'm drinking my coffee, eating my potato chips, sitting back watching them, because they're going to be, I'm like, hey, you want to be on that side? He puts the bus forward, he reverses it, he puts it forward, and you're under it and you're getting run over. And if they can't see that he does that to everybody who supports him, who works for him, then that's on you guys. So I'm at the point, a while I wrote some letters and stuff, and I'm like, we say you have to choose your battles. And I've had to choose my battles because it's like, okay, am I going to get in that battle or am I going to work on raising money for the NAACP and sharing my resources like with Black Scranton and other places that lost their funding? So that's where I'm at. I've been making a long list of people that I'm just going to write them letters and ask them for sponsorship money. And all they're going to say is yes or no. And the money we have gotten, I've been surprised at the yes. We have not because we asked not. So for me, I had to make up my mind. Okay, am I going to, I am upset, but am I going to chase that ghost? Or am I going to say, you know what? I can't say what I was going to say, but if you, and I'm going to get us money because our organization needs money in order to function. Yeah. So I've already made a list. I've already got my sponsorship letters already done. And that's my focus. I purchased postcards for us because I was writing them last night. I've got all the postcards I've been writing. I got a big old stack like this, and I'm sending them out to former members to get them back in. And I'm like, that's my focus right now. I can't, chase rabbits and everything all over. We need money. That's the thing. And I need to get the organization money, and I know how to get it. I just got to ask for it. So
yeah. And I was because I've seen what other folks have said, like this isn't new, and I was gonna ask Brenda if it's like how you're feeling, like what is this, like you guys, it's not like this, oh wow, racism, that's new, right? I mean, you're like shit, yeah, okay.
I lived in California under Governor Reagan, and he called the National Guard. I still don't know why to this day. He marched our Black history teachers out. He marched all the students out on the field. We were all out on the field. He arrested all of our Black history teachers. All the Black teachers were arrested. So it's the same old crap. I mean, that's what I'm saying.
And a lot can be contributed to the downfall of America to Ronald Reagan. And right. Actually, if you look at like bar graphs and stuff, you can see like the economy dip. You can see household incomes dip. You can see wages stayed very stagnant there. He also is a person who invented the welfare queen whole shenanigans. And he made it, and he hurt white people because when they stopped wanting to help anybody. Yeah. Because they thought they were helping Black people, so they stopped helping anybody.
And thank you, Ronald Reagan. Governor, and then they put him in there as the governor of, the president. Holy Toledo!
Oh man,
I know.
Yeah. So, but I love what you're saying, Brenda. Like, okay, this isn't new. So guess where I'm going to put my energy? Where it matters, and focus. Get the money you need for NAACP. And a lot of organizations are losing very important funding.
They've lost their money. They've lost their funding. I don't know what they're going to do, but I know I'm making every billionaire woman I've made. The other night, I saw this video, you guys, of the 10 richest women in the world. They married up. Okay. And so their husbands died, and now they got all kind of money. And I got nerves of a gunfighter, and I'm writing all of them. Okay. I'm writing them. I'm just sending out letters to people. I've already got the sponsorship stuff done. We have not because we asked not. And I don't, you never know.
Yeah.
So that's
why we're doing this event is all our events within the last year have been heavily focused on fundraising and also membership drives. We need more members. We need white members, white people. You are allowed to join. Anybody's allowed to join. We don't discriminate against anybody. And we're trying to raise money to be able to help people and to do things in the community. And when people do run into these issues. So,
Yeah.
when they do run into problems, we're able to actually say, hey, if you're running into issues with this situation, we have this for you or this for you and these resources. And sometimes, a lot of times, you just need money. You may just need $50 to go down to the courthouse to pay your whatever you need to do. And there's nowhere for you to get that. And so with having, when you're running organizations yourselves, you're able to kind of be able to do that. When I was the commander of the Legion, we ran into the same issue. No money, no members. We were under our membership threshold too, and we had lost 501c, everything. And so you kind of just have to build it up. But the reason that organization and this organization too, the local organizations on the ground, is because when people can't pay their light bill, these organizations are the ones who you can call and ask, and they can pay it for you, because there's not a lot of places that can just be able to help you out and kind of do those things. And so I know for me, that's where my heart is and where my mind is. And so when we're planning events like this and doing fundraisers and membership drives, that's the goal that I have, is for us to be able to support people and help them in that kind of way.
Yeah. And let's talk about, I'm sorry, go ahead, Brenda. Then I want to talk about the event too,
I was
but go
going to
ahead.
say that, the 2 events we had for Black History Month, we didn't even charge for them. We had the movie, the history of the NAACP. I'm going to mention something real quick about that.
Oh, yeah.
And then we have the upcoming talent show. Those are not, they're free. But we do the person basket bingo, and that's where we make money. So we're looking at probably in March having another one of those, maybe at the end of March, because those are fundraisers for us. And let me just give you a fun fact. In 1917, there was a big anti-lynching movement in the United States. The NAACP started with predominantly white people, white leadership, and they started it basically because of lynching, because lynching was so rapid and rampant, and that's why they were like, wow, we got to do something. So that's how it basically started, founded on February the 12th, was 1909, on Abraham Lincoln's birthday. So this February the 12th, we were 116 years old.
And Black History Month, I believe it's 100 years of Black History Month too. So
oh wow, that's awesome. Yeah, that's phenomenal. Okay. Oh, that's interesting. I did not know that. Wow. Well, obviously, I'm gonna plead total ignorance. I don't know shit.
No, that's okay.
No, I don't. Yeah, absolutely. That's good to know, though, that anyone locally, get involved. You can be a member to support this. And I did see the events. I actually live in North Scranton, so I'm not far from the building where the Black Scranton has a lot of stuff going on. I was there for Juneteenth. But there's all kinds of events, phenomenal events that people need to check out. And I have to say, when I was there for Juneteenth, it was a pretty nice turnout. It was.
We were
every
there.
Year it's gotten bigger.
It's gotten bigger. And the way she can get the roller skating rink is fun.
I wasn't brave enough for skates, but
I know, but the kids love it. Honey, I'm trying to help in there. They're going everywhere like this. I'm trying to tell them you've got to go one direction, and when it's no adult in there,
that's her job. Don't let her fool you. Every year she be in that roller skating rink.
Is she going the wrong way or what?
No, trying to make kids go the right way,
like a crossing guard. Go this way.
It's fun though. It is so much fun, and it falls on my birthday. My birthday is Juneteenth. Yes.
Okay.
So I always have a double celebration.
It's like your party for you.
Yep. It is a personal party.
Well, let's talk about so you've got February. Is it February 21st? There's like a talent show that you're doing?
Yes.
Tell me about that event.
So the NAACP of Lackawanna County is hosting our inaugural community talent show. It is a free event, but if you want to sign up, it's $5 for you to sign up. And we have a link to sign up. Basically, we want people to come out who live in the area, NEPA, Scranton, people who don't normally come out to events, people from West Side, people from South Side who aren't normally privy to what's going on. Come out, share your talent. It's all ages, so you can have kids, adults, the elderly out there. I'm gonna be emceeing the event and hosting. I'm gonna do a couple songs. I know my mom's gonna do a couple songs, but we really want to showcase talent in our community, but also just bring people together, have people meet each other, be able to have a family friendly, event and be able to come out. We have a new hip hop radio station here in NEPA. They've been here for a year. This is like a dream come true for me as a child who was raised here. But it's 107.5, I believe. And the Diamond, they're going to be there as well. So they're going to come and they're going to, talk to people and share some merch about, they're having the first, I think it's one of the first hip hop stations in NEPA that you can hear here. Yeah. So it's in Wilkes-Barre. So that's it. It's a membership drive. We want people to come out, become a member, share your talent, honestly, and just meet people. Meet people who are in the community that you maybe don't see. It's open to everybody. It's not just for members of the NAACP. It's for the whole community. So
okay. And for anybody out there listening who's like, okay, but when we're saying talent, like anybody, anybody can come out, right? And just share what they do.
Yes. Yeah. If you want to do spoken word, people will rap, people will scream, people will sing. If you want to dance or tap or do anything, people can read poetry and come out. I think Jacqueline, my daughter, she's been playing guitar, so she might do a song and stuff like that too. So we want everybody to, talent levels can vary.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
And it's not judging.
Yeah.
So
no
we're
judging.
not judging it. No.
Yeah. Well, and that takes the pressure off because then it's really about fun and community, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I love that. Yeah. And the idea of just coming out connecting. I mean, even if you don't feel comfortable getting up there, but
right.
you can watch.
You don't have to do it. You can come hang out.
Yeah.
Hang out, enjoy the vibes, enjoy the music, hang out with people.
That's awesome. And you're both going to be singing. Oh, that's great. Will you sing together at all or no?
I don't think so. We were trying to work it out.
We were trying. Yeah, we had tried.
You're trying. Different songs.
To get together, but it's February 21st. It's from 3 to 6 p.m. It's going to be at Black Scranton Project at their building. That's 1902 North Main Avenue.
Okay. And people who do want to participate or perform should do the link, right? Should sign up in advance. Okay.
Yeah. So we have a Facebook page for NAACP Community Talent Show. You'll have the link, I'm sure, in the show notes, and I'll send you the Google Docs for the sign-up sheet.
Okay. All right. That's cool. Well, thank you both so much for joining me. As we start to wrap up, this is great. And I hope people, again, check out Black Scranton because there's events all year long. Like I said, I was there for Juneteenth, but they're active. And if you I follow them on Instagram, but Facebook, check them out and you could see what's happening. And they really do a lot to bring the community together. And I think that's fantastic. That's
our great DJ right there.
Yeah, Glennis.
The electric
amazing.
Lady.
Oh my gosh. I love seeing she's out on roller skates a lot of times for
she
DJ, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
I saw her at the what was it, over almost 2 years ago now, the Silent Disco.
At the Silent Disco.
Yeah, at the Everhart Museum. And that was a blast.
A great a dead drop at that. That was a fun event.
That was, you know what? I went by myself and I'm like, this is awesome because you don't need anybody with you, really. You just put the headphones on and dance.
And honestly, if you're neurodivergent for the Silent Disco, I had the headphones off probably more than I had them on because it was just silent. Nobody's talking. I walked around the museum with my drinks. I was having a great, because I had never been in the museum before. So I was nerding out. I didn't feel that good that night, but I was dancing a little bit. But I love the Silent Disco because you can take the headphones off. It's just quiet. You don't hear nobody talking to you.
Yeah. You know what? I was not diagnosed with anything, but as I get older and with perimenopause, everything pisses me off. So I don't want noise. I don't want I want quiet. So I like that vibe too.
They had a kid one. This was a few years ago because Jacqueline was probably 3. They had a kid Silent Disco and we did it around Scranton. So it was we walked around and had the headphones and she was just dancing all over the city downtown. By the end of it, she was asleep. She was in a stroller. I'm pushing her. She still had the headphones on. She wouldn't take them off. She was not good.
I love that event. I think it's phenomenal. I've been to two now and I just think it's a blast. I
Mm.
just love
It's
it.
fun. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Brenda, I'm so glad that was able to get you on. Like I said, Amber's an old pro here, but thank you so much for joining me. Anything that you want to close on, just because I know we kind of touched upon a bunch of different things, but just any closing words, because hey, anyone listening could be inspired, they can be informed, anything that you feel that you wanted to share.
Yeah, well, right now we want members. Um, our membership, we're always having a membership drive. The membership is normally $30. We've cut it in half to $15. And we've done that. I mean, if somebody wants to donate and pay the full price, that's great. But by cutting it in half, we've donated our $15 basically to them. So we've waived that. So we send in the $15 to the headquarters, the national headquarters. And so we don't get anything from that, but we get a member. So we really are looking for new members more than anything, and people to understand that it's just as important now as it was then. Black men are still being lynched to this day. They're finding truck drivers down south that have just recently, several actually, that have been lynched. Kids on college campuses, they're finding bodies. So when we think about the fact of the importance of this, it started with anti-lynching and it's still anti-lynching. And then the only thing I would say too is love. It's so easy to stir up hate. It's so easy for that to be done. But let's test our love level. Let's test our love level. Can we look at each other as just, if you don't like me, fine, and just don't say anything to me because I'm not going to say anything to you. But to jump on that negative, evil bandwagon, why?
Yeah.
Why? People are just minding their own business. They just want to be left alone and
People just
figure out
trying to
how to
live.
live their lives. That's all
Yeah.
they want, you know? So let's just leave each other alone or support each other.
Yeah. I love that. And that's kind of like the
Yeah.
halftime, right? With Bad Bunny. Love is
I
stronger than
know.
hate, right? I mean,
I
and that's
know.
it. And I'm not
And
gonna
he is
go there, but I mean,
fine.
come on, that was a beautifully
It's
artistic,
so cute.
gorgeous. Yeah.
He is gorgeous.
Yeah.
I didn't understand what they were saying either, but I was dancing.
At my boo Ricky Martin. That's my boo Ricky.
As you wrote.
Welcome.
Can I tell you my mom's 80, and I mean she hates when I like share this stuff about her. She's like, "Oh great, make fun of me." But she's listening. At first she wasn't into it, but she's like, "Oh, I like the music." Then Lady Gaga comes on and she goes, "Well, is she singing in Spanish? Because I can't understand what the hell she's saying either." And I said, "Well, there you go." So it didn't really matter.
Didn't matter. Didn't matter.
Right, exactly.
My mom
matter.
couldn't understand Kendrick Lamar last year. So
I know.
She
I
had
couldn't.
no idea what he was saying.
I had no idea what he was talking about because that rap made no. I like the old clean rap, Yeah.
Yeah. So Kendrick Lamar, Bad Bunny, she didn't know. So you know what I mean? Like, what are y'all complaining about anyway?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But the overall message, and like you didn't need to understand language to see the joy in it and the storytelling.
Right.
It was just visually beautiful, and the positive message came through, I think. And I think that was phenomenal, truly phenomenal. Amber, I'll let you have the last words. Anything that you wanted to add to what your mom had said, or just
I think that I get a lot of messages from people my age, millennials, and then down to Gen Z, some Gen Alpha, and they're always asking me how can they help, how can they get involved, especially fighting ICE, and being a part of these organizations really will help the situation, because when people are getting detained or if people are getting deported, you need an organization behind you that has some funding to be able to help. You need organizations to be able to help support people to be able to go vote if that's the case. Like I normally do rides to the polls every year. One year I had Ty Holmes, who was our first NAACP president. He donated the van for us to be able to do that because we had the money at the time to do that. So you want to get involved, you want to help, you want to fight against the man and stuff. Join these local organizations, join these nonprofits, become a member. We have youth membership too. And I know for me, I want to do more stuff with the youth. I want to start like youth programs and everything, but we really just don't have the members. So, you know, young people my age, millennials, I know we don't like to join stuff or be involved because we're tired. But, you know, this is a great organization. We have female leadership, which is always better. And so if you really want to help get out there and fight, you know, come join the Lackawanna County NAACP.
Okay. And is the Facebook page the best place, or is there is that the best
Yes,
place
our Facebook page is the best place too. And for the people who watch your show, you know, you guys can always message me as well, and I can forward on the information and stuff.
Okay. All right. That's great. Well, thank you so much, Amber. Thank you so much, Brenda. It was a pleasure to meet you. I need to learn more about foraging, so I'm gonna be talking about that with you offline. No, I could be checking out the weeds in my backyard.
Yes.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it. Yeah, so I'll be like, okay, I'll be messaging you, Brenda. How does this look? Can I eat this? The herb queen. I love it. Well, thank you both so much.
Okay.
Folks here in Scranton, Northeast PA, if you're willing to come to Scranton, it's not that far. If you're in Wilkes-Barre or wherever, check out February 21st, the Community Talent Show. And you know what? If you're shy, that's okay. Come and just hang out, check out the talents of other people, get to know what it's all about, and check out the NAACP Lackawanna. I will put the link in Facebook. I'll put the link to the talent show so that you can sign up in advance. All those details. Please support all of this, especially if you do want to make a difference and you want to fight. You do need to support organizations like this. It's really important. We do have a voice, we do have power, and we have to use it, plain and simple. So I want to thank you for listening, as always. February next week, I have the wonderful Jennifer Alecki. She was on once before. She's got these cookies that are like very yummy, and they're healthy. Imagine that. They're good tasting and healthy. Holy crap. Can you imagine? So she's going to be on next week, but keep on listening. If you're interested in being on the show, please reach out to me. If you're interested in supporting the show as a podcast sponsor, reach out. And always remember, even if you don't have the budget for that, you can help out by sharing the podcast, because that's important to help grow the audience. So as I say each week, I appreciate you from the bottom of my heart and the bottom of my wine glass.